brought to you by oneaauto.com, your source for quality parts and the best service on the internet.
Hi, I'm Mike from 1A Auto. I hope this how-to video helps you out. And next time you need parts for your vehicle, think of oneaauto.com. Thanks.
In this video, we're going to show you how to replace the front exterior door handle in this Toyota Camry. This one's a 1998, but the procedure is pretty much the same for 97 to 2001 Toyota Camrys. You'll need a new front exterior door handle from oneaauto.com, a 10mm socket with a ratchet and extension, flat blade and Phillips screwdrivers, and a small pick tool.
Using a small pick, remove plastic trim that should be inside the bezel here, covering this Phillips head screw, as well as this and this plug in the door panel. Our armrest is a little stretched out here. Normally, you'll have to take a flat blade screwdriver, place it underneath, pop up the trim panel, pull it back, remove the switch housing from the door, and disconnect the electrical connectors. You'll also want to release the top of this black cover behind the mirror with a flat blade screwdriver, pull out, lift up to release the lock tabs on the bottom. Remove the Phillips head screws from the door panel, 3 on the armrest, 1 in the handle bezel, 1 here closest to the dash, and 2 underneath with a number 2 Phillips screwdriver. Using a flat blade screwdriver, reach between the bottom of the door handle and the bezel, pop it out, do the same thing on the top just above the lock, open the handle, pull the bezel out. Pop out the bottom of the door panel, lift up, and remove the panel from the door. Using a number 2 Phillips head screwdriver, remove the screw at the back of the door handle. Rotate the interior door handle to release the metal latch rods from the handle and the lock. The upper is going to be for the lock, and the lower for the handle. Remember that for when we reinstall. Remove the 3 Phillips head screws with the number 2 Phillips head screwdriver. Here, here, and here. Begin to carefully pry back the weather shielding inside the door panel. Pull the wiring harness through the shielding before you finish removing it. Place the shielding somewhere off to the side where it won't get wrinkled or torn. Reconnect the window switch. Turn the key to the run position. Before removing your window switch, make sure the window is up so you have access to the door handle once the panel is removed. Disconnect the latch rod from the back of the door handle by flipping up on the plastic retainer. Using a flat blade screwdriver, pry the latch rod out of the handle. That plastic clip that you see on the latch rod should stay in the exterior door handle, but ours is broken. Use your finger to remove the safety latch on the lock rod and push the lock rod out of the door handle. There's a 10mm bolt in this hole and this hole. We're using a 1/4" drive socket and ratchet with a 10mm socket in order to get around the stuff inside the door and loosen those 2 screws. Lift up on the door handle, pull out to remove it. After you've removed your exterior door handle from the door, flip it over, remove this 10mm screw here from the bottom. That secures our lock cylinder into the handle. Once that screws out, you can remove the lock from your handle. Replace anything that you may need to, be it that you need to change the tumblers or the cylinder as a whole. Reinstall it into your handle. Be sure to line up this hook at the top as well as the slot in the bottom. And your door handle is ready to go back in the vehicle. Reinstall your exterior door handle. Slide this upper assembly in and up. Slide forward to allow the lock into the opening. Line it back up and lock it into place. Reinstall your 10mm screws. I like to just get them started to make sure that everything's going to line up properly. Once they're both started, so you know everything lined up, you can bring them down tight. Reinstall the lock rod into the hole in the bottom of the lock cylinder and snap the white plastic clip into place. Reconnect the latch rod into the back of the door handle and snap the retaining clip back into place. Reinstall the water shield to the inside of the door before reattaching the panel. Reinstall the 3 Phillips head screws and the lower metal cover. We'll get one started while we line up the other 2. Once we're all lined up, we'll tighten it down the rest of the way. Reinstall the lock rod into the top. And the handle latch rod into the bottom. Reinstall the hooks on the back of the latch into the door. Slide back to engage them. Reinstall the Phillips head screw into the back of the latch only. While there is another hole in the center of the latch, that's where our bezel attaches, and we'll have to wait until we've reinstalled our door panel. Ensure that both rods move properly. Ready to reinstall the door panel. Hook this channel into the top of the door. Line up the plastic clips into their appropriate holes. Make sure that your door lock and window switch wires are pulled through the panel so they don't get locked behind it. Pop the panel. Back into place. Reinstall your hardware. Reinstall the 2 Phillips head screws at the bottom. Three in the armrest. The screw at the top inside edge of the panel. And its plastic cover. Reconnect the electrical connectors on your lock and window switch. Slide the front tab, open the handle, and snap the back and sides into place. Slide the hook on the back of the bezel into the square hole. Snap the rear tabs into place. Reinstall your Phillips head screw. Snap the screw cover into place. And now we have a nice new handle and bezel assembly in our door. Reinstall the back of the mirror cover, hooking this tab into the square slot, snapping this one into the plastic retainer there. Reinstall the plastic cover for your armrest screw.
Thanks for tuning in. We hope this video helped you out. Next time you need parts for your car, please visit 1aauto.com. Also check out our other helpful how-to as well as diagnosis videos.